Do you love your life exactly as it is? Or do you want to make some changes, even small ones, to make your life a little bit better? Well, you're in the right place. Aloha, I'm Dr. Luna Knoll. So many times we think we're ready for change, and we probably are, but we forget the initial step, and that initial step is giving ourselves permission to change. It sounds really silly, right? But giving ourselves permission to change is a big part of it. Sometimes we really want to change, but we don't know how to start, we don't know what to do, and we really don't know what that means energetically. We have to give ourselves permission to change, permission to become the butterfly. Because when you become the butterfly, you really don't even recognize what came before. And sometimes that change can be that drastic. Change can happen as fast as we can allow it to. We just have to give ourselves permission to be different in the world. You cannot change and stay the same. That's not possible. So if you're going to change, you have to give yourself permission to do that. And sometimes we want to change, but we don't understand maybe something that's holding us back, some injunction somewhere. I'll give you an example. When I was a young kid, I spent a lot of time with my paternal grandmother, and she got up super early, about 5 o'clock every morning. And so I did the same thing with her when I stayed with her. And I felt really special for getting up early with her. It felt like a big deal to me to be able to get up early with her. And she loved it, and I loved it. So this started from maybe the age of 3. As time went on, I equated in a 3-year-old's head that getting up early was special. Getting up early equaled being special. So hence the flip side of that, if I slept late, I was no longer special. And I didn't really consciously think about it, but it was a very strong part of me. So I spent another 50 years getting up extremely early because that meant I was special. It's kind of like those accolades from sports or the accolades from academics. We don't really realize what just that one thing, how much it shapes our lives. So I got up early because I felt special by doing so. And therefore, even when I could sleep late, I didn't, because that special I needed from getting up early. One of the biggest things I have to heal is from overdoing for decades and decades and decades. And so part of that means cutting back, giving myself permission to change, giving myself permission to be different in the world, giving myself permission to learn that I am still special regardless of whether I get up early or I sleep late. The two are not really equated. It's just that at a very young age, I made that connection. That is not truly a connection that I need to keep for the rest of my life. I get to change that if I want to. Part of that change is giving myself permission to change, giving myself permission to feel differently, giving myself permission to believe things differently. It is physically impossible to stay the same in all ways and to change. Even if we change incrementally, it's still, we have to give ourselves permission to do that, to believe differently, to not be tied to the way we used to be, to not be tied to the past, to not be tied to associations that we gave ourselves. If we want to make that change, if we want to be different in this world, if we want to be a different person, we can do that. It starts with giving ourselves permission to do that, permission to be different. So now that you're ready for change, now that you're ready to be different in the world, give yourself permission. Say it's okay. I don't have to stay the same. I will be okay if I change. Get excited about that change. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you get all of my latest information. And if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this next one. Thanks for being here as we continue growing and healing together. I hope to see you soon. Aloha.